Also am Dienstagabend war Karl Lauterbach zu Gast bei Markus Lanz. War die Opfer von Markus Lanz den Tag, so wie es immer geht, weiß Markus Lanz hat immer einen Opfer, wo ein bisschen kritische Frage stellt für die Show, weißt. Und der sitzt immer links von ihm. Und diesmal war es Karl Lauterbach. And that is what we have to talk about today in the Insanity Report. People, it's Thursday. It is the 13th of February, 2025. It's 11:45 a.m. Here in Germany. This is the Insanity Report for Germany for today, where I'm sorry we have to talk about Markus Lanz. Now, maybe I'm doing you guys a favor because I watch it and then I tell you about it, because that's all you really need to know, right? Because it's almost torture watching this shit. It's the more you watch it, the more you see it's total theatrics, right? It's total theater. So Markus Lanz's show is set up in a way where he always has a victim, and usually the victim is somebody that is doesn't agree with the mainstream narrative or the leftist narrative. That's usually the victim for Markus Lanz. In this case, it was Karl Lauterbach, because of course Karl Lauterbach called Friedrich Merz a Nazi because Friedrich Merz wanted to get votes from the AfD to be able to do something about this immigration. We know now that was all show from Friedrich Merz's point. And it was all just a big show. It was a big theater show for the people to try to get Merz in a position that the people would believe him, that he's going to do something about immigration, which of course we know he isn't. And even if he wanted to, he won't be able to, because he's not going to make a coalition with the AfD. He's going to make Ampel 2.0. That's what I said yesterday and the day before. That's what's going to happen. So Karl Lauterbach had to get on his knees at Markus Lanz and say, "Oh, Mr. Lanz, I'm very sorry that I called Friedrich Merz a fucking Nazi. I didn't mean it, and he's not a Nazi. He's not even close to a Nazi. I didn't mean it." And so then he's forgiven by Markus Lanz, which I guess all politicians have to do. They have to go to Pope Markus Lanz and decry their failures and their missteps in the leftist ideology. And so he went, it was him. And then pretty soon, after he apologized a little bit, they started talking about extra psychology or extra psychologist for the many traumatized illegal immigrants in this country. See, they started talking about immigration. But of course, again, they weren't talking about stopping immigration or making immigration less. No, they were talking again about new plans to make immigration more integratable for Germany. And that's because, and the reason why we're having so many stabbings, guys, and cars driving onto Christmas markets and little children getting stabbed in the neck and getting killed, that's because these people are mentally traumatized. Karl Lauterbach put out a tweet last week, I think, or a week or two ago, that he put out a tweet saying there was 30% of the Flüchtlinge, so the migrants, illegal and legal, doesn't matter, 30% of them are mentally unstable. And when Markus Lanz asked him a couple more questions about it, he was like, "Okay, well, that's pretty dangerous. That's a risk." And Karl Lauterbach was like, no, it's not that much of a risk, because they're not all unstable. Oh, okay, so that's good, right? That's good. We only have to worry about some of them. But which ones are those that are going to be able to drive over Christmas markets and stab a 2-year-old in the neck? Do you know which ones those are? Oh, no, they don't know. But they can offer help in the Flüchtlingsheime, right? They can go to the Flüchtlingsheime and they can go there and they can offer help to the illegals, because they need psychological help, people. 30% are mentally unstable. Now, 30% of them is a fucking huge number, right? And why do we have to pay for their mental health? And how are they going to get mental health? Because as far as I know, German citizens that pay into this healthcare system, that have health insurance here, that they have to wait over a year for a spot in psychological help. They can't get a psychiatrist before a year of wait time. That's bananas. Somebody that's actually mentally distressed will have killed somebody by then. So what's Karl Lauterbach's great plan to Immigration bekämpfen? Let more of them in, okay? And the ones that are mentally ill, we'll go to the Flüchtlingsheime and see if they want help. So we can't force them to have any help, but we have to ask them if they want help. And if they don't take it, well, then we tried, and we're going to spend your money, my money, on that shit. Let's not stop immigration. No. Let's do more. Let's put more money. Let's throw more money that we don't have into this endless immigration pit of endless money. All right, that's what Karl Lauterbach wants to do. He wants to offer, once again, like I said, the only party that gives a fuck about Germany or Germans is clearly the AfD, right? And the Werteunion maybe, but they're so small that it makes no sense to vote for them. They're not going to win. So The only party that is votable at this moment, that is electable at this moment, is the AfD. They're the only ones that care about Germany, because Karl Lauterbach and all the other parties in the establishment, they care about illegal immigrants and immigrants. They care about Ukraine. They care about every other country except here. They do, obviously, because Karl Lauterbach was being asked about immigration, and his plan is, let's offer them free psychological help at the cost of our citizens, like we're doing with everything. I thought there was no money, right? I thought there was no money. They couldn't even make a budget last year. How are they going to get extra psychiatrists? Oh, that's right. They're going to get Facharbeiter. They're going to get the psychiatrist from Pakistan and Afghanistan. Yeah, they'll be able to help their countrymen, because we don't have enough psychiatrists here, clearly. I don't know how Karl Lauterbach's new plan is going to fix that, so we'll see, right? But that was basically the plan. Let's throw more taxpayer money that we actually don't have at this endless fucking immigration stream, and let's have no results like we've had all this time. Because let me tell you, the help they're going to get, these people are not, the people that are mentally ill and running around stabbing little 2-year-olds and driving over Christmas markets, those people cannot be helped by a psychiatrist. It can be helped if they aren't let into the fucking country to begin with. Maybe they should be screened before they're let in here. How's that for a fucking plan, guys? Maybe we should vet them and see what kind of people they are. What the fuck kind of people are these? Where did they go to school? What have they been doing? What's their job? Are they even useful here? Oh, you can't do any work? You have to have burger guilt? Sorry, you can't come in. I think that's probably a better plan, right? I think that's probably a better plan. Let's vet these people before they get in. And the mentally ill ones, they can be dealt with in their country who's responsible for them, right? That's what I think. No more of my money has to go to illegal or legal or immigration at all until they start doing something to stem the bleeding here. But they don't want to do that, right? So that was clear. So they had a little talk about immigration, where they've got great new immigration plans about helping everybody except for Germans. Right? And then they started talking. Then the whole thing turned to a big fucking circle jerk party about the AfD. So they got off the tricky subjects about solving immigration and apologizing for calling Friedrich Merz a Nazi. And then they all basically just jerked each other off and sucked each other's dicks about how bad the AfD is. The AfD. And then we've got this guy on there also. He's like the AfD whisperer, right? He's the psychoanalyst for the AfD, because he was talking about Plato's Cave and why people vote for parties that turn out to be authoritarian or tyrants, but they only know that after they've been voted in. Listen, guys, sorry, but you only know that anyway with any politician or any party. Any politician or any party is a risk. They tell you one thing before they get voted in, and there's a giant possibility, and I'm speaking from experience here, that they're going to do something else once they get voted in. You know, so every new party or politician is a risk for the people, obviously, because you don't know what they're going to do, because they're never held to account, and they're never made or forced to do the things that they say they're going to do. So they can end up being anybody once they're voted in. That's just not the AfD only. Okay, so let's stop fucking crying about that shit. But he's like, oh, in Plato's Cave and blah. He's the psych. Why didn't he help the fucking immigrants? I mean, he seems to be psychologically in tune to what everybody in Germany wants and why they vote for the AfD. They're trying to psychoanalyze the voter and the people, because the people don't want to be told what to do anymore, and so they're gonna go with the populist, and then they're gonna find out when it's too late that those people are tyrants. Look, I don't see that at all. It's more fear porn. Markus Lanz's show is basically propaganda. It's anti-AfD propaganda. They try to make it look like it's about something else, like making fucking Lauterbach apologize for his shit. And wait a second, why is Lauterbach even there? You know what I'm saying? Well, he's Gesundheitsminister, that's it, right? So that's why is he the person that should be telling us about the psychological problems of immigrants? What does he know about medicine? This guy is the same fucking guy that told everybody that der Corona-Impfung hat gar keine Nebenwirkungen. No fucking doctor in their right mind would ever say something like that. The dude is an absolute moron. And the reason why he's in Bundestag, the reason why he's a politician, he's not charismatic, he's not eloquent, he barely can speak. He's like Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? Him, Joe Biden, and Olaf Scholz would be a fucking great team together, where they could fucking tell each other great stories that aren't true about things that never happened. But they are not politicians. They're not in a state that they can be politicians. Karl Lauterbach was lucky to get in. He never wants to leave, because for the first time in his life, he has power. Now, I'm going to psychoanalyze him a little bit, right? I'm going to psychoanalyze him. So Karl Lauterbach was probably bullied mercilessly as a child. His lunch money got taken one too many times. Now he has power over people, and he loves it. And he never wants to give it up. And so he will say and do anything. He will suck anyone's dick. He will kiss anyone's ass to stay in power. Because otherwise, if he's not, he's nothing. Just like all of these establishment people, right? He's not alone. These establishment politicians are nothing if they don't have power. If they can't convince people without power. They can't be social without power. They have to have power, right? Because without it, they are nothing. And they know it. That's why they're all so anti-AFD, right? So Markus Lanz, you don't have to watch it. Once again, I told you what was going to happen. I told you what happened. And it was, I mean, if you want to watch it and get angry, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? It's fun to watch to get pissed. I hate watch the guy. I watch it because it is so insane that people fall for this shit. I watch it to think maybe one day they'll convince me of something. And they never do, right? They never do. It is pure propaganda. And once again, you've got a fucking journalist there, some woman, she's on all the time. I don't know what her name is. I also don't care because I won't read her shit because she's a mainstream journalist that is basically just spitting out state propaganda for the state, right? And if you don't think that the USAID in America that's now being uncovered by Trump and Elon and everybody, what money they spent on media, they gave the BBC $8 million USAID. Why would they do that? You know what I'm saying? You don't think that some of the German media, if not all, is also been paid by these people? Abso-fucking-lutely. That's part of the reason why all of these media organizations are all leftist propaganda, right? That's why they're getting paid. Just like the Demos gegen rechts, they're getting paid. There aren't that many people gegen rechts, right? It's just the morons that allow themselves to be paid, and the gullible people that see the people on the street and go, yeah, I want to be one of the Omas gegen rechts. Yeah, that's where, let's go. Yeah. They think Friedrich Merz is rechts. That shows you how dumb these fucking people are. We shouldn't take anything they do seriously. And Markus Lanz is not a serious show. He tries to be critical. He's good at playing a critical journalist, right? He's a good actor. He's good at acting like he's a critical journalist, but we all know he's not. If he was, he would never subjugate himself like a little bitch to these networks that are clearly telling him what he can and cannot say, what questions he can and cannot ask. But if he leaves that arena, he will be nothing also. He could make it as a great YouTuber, for sure. Markus Lanz would have a shitload of views, shitload of clicks, he'd make a shitload of money. But he doesn't want to leave the umbrella of these öffentlich-rechtliche idiots, because then he's not going to be part of the club anymore. And, Karl Lauterbach and Jens Spahn and all the good politicians will never come on his show again then. So he's going to stay there, and he's going to keep pretending like he's a journalist and keep pretending like he asks critical questions. But we all know he's full of shit. And so are all the people that are on there most of the time. Unless it's, all of the establishment people are so completely full of shit. And then this journalist lady, which I was going to talk about before, the journalist lady is again, like, needling Karl Lauterbach and this other guy from the CDU, I think Kiesewetter or some shit like that is his name. And who cares what this fucking journalist thinks about politics? She's supposed to fucking write the news, right? Deliver the news. I also don't give a shit what the bitch at Aldi fucking thinks about AfD or Alice Weidel. I don't care. I want her to ring up my shit, scan my shit, give me my money back, and let me go home to put away my groceries. I don't want to hear her political opinion. And the journalist is the same. I go to journalists to hear about news and breaking stories and not what they think about them. That's my job. That's what I do. I look at stories that are happening around the world and I give my opinion on them. I'm also not a fucking journalist, right? I'm a guy who complains in my phone while I'm driving. That's it. And these people that claim to be journalists but go on Markus Lanz and give their fucking political opinion to try to sway the public narrative in their direction, right? Those people are not fucking journalists. They are opinion makers. They are state apparatchiks. That's what they are. No one gives a fuck what she thinks. And if they do, they're stupid. Do you really need a journalist to tell you what you should think, or can you make up your own fucking mind? That's not that hard. I mean, god damn. Fucking hey, the Markus Lanz should be boycotted. They should not get any more airtime. People should stop watching this shit. Why? Because they'll notice, because the ratings are going to go down. They're going to know if millions of Germans just stop watching this crap. You know what I mean? They're going to know that Germans are tuning out even more. That Germans are losing interest in their bullshit. That they don't care about anymore about their great plans about reducing immigration by offering them more free shit. You know, they don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? And then they're going to stop. Because they're not going to have the ratings, and Markus Lanz is going to lose his job. But as long as everybody in this country keeps watching them, and they still have ratings, they know they're getting somewhere. They think they're getting somewhere. They're not. We need to show them we aren't listening anymore. Because everything they say is utter bullshit. All right, guys. If you guys want to get all my stuff delivered directly to your inbox, all you got to do is subscribe to the Substack. That's at It's All About Logic. It's all about logic.substack.com. It's on the screen. You can see it. That way you get all the articles I write, all the videos I make, all in one place. And it's the easiest for me. It's also the easiest for you. You can do it for free, but you can also support me there with $5 a month, which I would greatly appreciate. It's up to you. Go there and subscribe. That's the best way to get a hold of me. That's the best way for me to get a hold of you. And we'll see you on tomorrow's Insanity Report for Friday. Guys, have a great day. Catch you later.